Okay, see, my goal is, let me take any, okay. So I think I just want to give you this, diagrammatical explanation what I want to do now. This is app component. Assume this is the app component. App component is default component. By default, this app component is going to be called. Now I want to call, okay, so suppose like drop down. Okay, so I want to take a drop down. See, I would like to take a drop down. So now whatever, yeah, this is drop down component. Okay, I want to use drop down component. Okay, simple drop down. I don't want to take, okay, big component. Today I'm going to take very simple component. Okay, so I don't want to use even bootstrap also. I don't want to take, in the initial example, I don't want to take even bootstrap also. I'm going to take a simple okay, drop down. I want to take that drop down in separate component. Okay, I'm going to create a separate drop down component, and then I'm going to call it. So now what I want to do is, okay, see, whatever, yeah, so of course I'm going to provide some input, okay, for this, okay, okay, drop down, meaning that I'm going to provide a list of information, I mean array of information I'm going to pass to this particular okay, okay, component. See, this is drop down component. Okay, this is drop down component. We are saying like at the rate input. Okay, what is this? This can be called as at the rate input. Okay, this is can be called as at the rate input. Okay, so using at the rate input, what you can do is you can pass the information from app component to drop down component. In the drop down component, we are going to take the input and then we are going to display all the values. Okay, so that I'm going to call this drop down component in the app component. It is going to display drop down component in the app component. Okay, that is very simple for us. Okay, we know already how to do this kind of thing. Okay, once after finishing that input, our next goal is, just I'm telling you the output, whatever value you have selected. Okay, here the selected value I want to display in the app component. Okay, see here guys, see, I'm going to provide, okay, there is a div. Inside the div, what I want to do is I want to, okay, select the value, selected value I want to display here. This is the div. Okay, simple div. Okay, assume this div is related to app component. Okay, this div is related to app component. Okay, so actually the value we are selecting is drop down component. Now whatever value you have selected in the drop down component, okay, whatever value you have selected in the drop down component, you have to get that selected value from the drop down component to app component, meaning that app component is a parent component. This is a parent component. And what is this? This is drop down component is a child component. Okay, to send the data from a parent to child, we are going to use input. Okay, to send data from child component to okay, parent component, we have to use output. Okay, see here guys, if you are in the component, then data coming in is input, coming out is, okay, output. So coming in is input, coming out is output. So this is how I would like to, okay, make one application. This is our goal guys. Whatever value you have selected here, I want to bring that value, I want to display the value here. Okay, the communication between the, okay, components, two components. Okay, two component, app component and drop down component. I'm taking only a simple component. See here guys, I have selected, okay, I have selected one particular component. Okay, let us go to the application. Okay, so maybe like, okay, yeah, okay, so just I want to, this is okay, I want to stop this application. Let me, I was doing something, I don't want this diagram. So, okay, of course I'm going to show you all these examples guys. I'm preparing for you. Okay, I'm going to give you this kind of examples. Okay, so many examples are there. I'm preparing very good UI, right? Yeah, so I'll be sharing all this kind of UI applications. Okay, very advanced things I'm referring. Okay, like in GRX and all. Okay, so that it will be okay. So I have prepared already the real-time scenarios. Okay, using the NGRX related and many more things, guys. We'll come to that. Before going to that, okay, let us come to here. This is a new application I have created. What I want to do is ngserve. Okay, ngserve. Okay, this is going to be this is a new application. Today I have created sample 7. And then one other information I would like to share with you is I want to open that sample 7 in the application. Okay, so is this a sample 7? Yes. Okay, I have opened this sample 7 application. Okay, so here in the sample application, uh, okay, default, okay, only one component is available. What is the component? App component. This is the app component. You can go to the app component HTML. You know that we don't want the existing HTML in the app component. I want to write our own code, so that just for okay, confirmation purpose, what we can do, H1 is so okay, communication. Okay, component communication. Component communication. This can be called as component communication. All right, yeah. So this is going to be something like component communication. Fine. When you see this kind of component communication, information, let's come here, guys. The server is up and running. Oh, so let's say yes. Okay, it is asking some value. Okay, meanwhile, we can go to here, and then if I say localhost 4200, what it is going to do is it is not going to display any value. Why? Because the still server is under running state. So once it is running, once it is under the state of okay running, then only the output is going to be displayed in the browser. Okay, basic information is going to be provided. Okay, so the simple goal, even I did not install bootstrap css for this project. Okay, so still I don't want to use it now, because I don't want to focus on UI right now. Okay, I'm going to take bootstrap css. I'm going to do bootstrap installing bootstrap css for this project. Okay, for the next example in the same session. Okay, now the still actually I have installed so many things, that's why it is taking some extra time. Let it be for running. Yeah, localhost 4200. Yes, whatever information that I have provided in the app component, it is getting displayed, right? So the next immediate goal is creating drop down component. Let us create a drop down component. Okay, where, okay, so if I create a drop down component, here it has to display just a drop down only, very simple drop down. I'm going to use just HTML, even I'm not using bootstrap also. Okay, so just from here I'm going to send the data from app. This is app component. Okay, from here, from app component, I'm passing, okay, for this what is this kind of component, what component? Drop down component, simple drop down component. I'm going to take, I'm going to pass the data. So first step, okay, what is the first step that I want to do? Okay, communicate as part of the communication. Yeah, let's do one thing. Component communication. Component communication, the first thing is sending data from parent to child. Okay, using at the rate input. Okay, so if you say at the rate input, data can be forwarded. The second step is what? Okay, getting data from, okay, the second step, getting data from child to parent using output. Getting data from child to parent using output. Sending data. Okay, so these are the two things are available here. These are the two things are available. Uh, you know, two steps are involved for this particular task. Okay, of course, the same kind of tasks I'm going to repeat. Okay, doing repeat, but you have to focus. You have to be alert while I'm giving this information. Okay, so that, okay, if you think like anyways we are going to repeat this code in the next example, then I will listen in the next example, means you are going to lose something. Okay, so listen. okay, properly, be alert. Okay, so even it is not direct classes, right? These are the online classes. Okay, when we are in the online, okay, it is responsible, being alert yourself. Okay, I cannot make you alert. If it is normal classes, direct classes, I can see you and I can make you alert every time. Okay, so now coming to here, guys, I want to create, okay, I want to create a component. To create a component, what I will do is I will go to, okay, I will go to new sample 7 component, and then what I will do is I will go to the command prompt. Okay, here I want to issue the command ng generate, okay, component. What is the component I want to do? Drop down. Okay, drop down. Okay, you can say drop down, ng generate component drop down. You see here, guys, this is going to be something like drop down component. Okay, once this is available, okay, the drop down is available, what you can do is, let us sample 7. If you go to the sample 7, yeah, you can see the extra folder came here related to the component. Okay, now if I go to this HTML code, okay, this is the basic HTML code is available. Okay, now what I want to do is, okay, here this drop down. Okay, how to display drop down? Simply I have removed the HTML, I'm in the drop down component. This drop down is responsible for displaying a drop down. Okay, to display drop down it should contain some values. Okay, very simple drop down is, to provide very simple drop down, what you can do is select. Okay, this is a HTML, basic HTML. I'm not using any bootstrap CSS and all. Okay, what I can do is option, you can say option, okay, one. Okay, see here, guys, these are the, okay, values we can see. Okay, 1 2 3 4, these are the, okay, select. Okay, this is something like one drop down. Okay, this is a drop down, this is something like a drop down. Okay, fine, guys. If you I did not take any dynamic data, just static data I have taken. So whatever code I have created in the drop down component, I want to call this drop down component into app component. To call this drop down component, okay, you can go to the drop down component class, and then I did not write any code as of now. What I can do, see here, guys, the selector is app drop down. Okay, let us go to the app HTML. Here I will do it something like app drop down. Okay, fine. You see here, guys, so this is app drop down. Okay, this is something like app drop down. Okay, so whenever you see this, okay, let us go to here, guys. Yes, okay, actually you need to understand this is the parent component. App component is a parent component. App component, within the component, what I'm using, okay, this is this is coming from child component. The child component is a drop down component. Okay, this is something like a drop down component. Okay, guys. Okay, now the next goal is I want to send the data from parent component to drop down component. Why? Because I want to call this drop down component, and I want to provide the data, which data you want to display in the drop down. Okay, so that, okay, what I will do is, in the, I will go to the component class. Okay, which component class? Parent component class. Okay, I will go to the parent component class. Okay, I'll do one thing, guys, not to get confused and all. I will take some kind of, okay, yeah, let's try with the lesson. Okay, I'm not sure. Legend works. From fields. Okay, field set, just look at it, guys. I just want to provide one, okay, so provide it. Oh, field set, right? Okay, this is going to be lesson. within the legend you can provide just HTML. Just I am working with this HTML. See here guys, so this is what component communication, right? What I will do is, instead of component communication, this is which component it is, app component, right? Okay, for that what I will do is, instead of component communication, what I will do, I will say app component. This is app, okay, component. Okay, actually this is not app. Okay, yes, app component. Okay, this is app component. Let's look at it guys. You can say it's a field set, and then this is a legend. Okay, whenever you take legend, so it display like this. This is a HTML. I did not use any CSS or even bootstrap CSS. I'm not using anything. Now the same thing I want to do within the app drop down. Okay, go to the add drop down component.html. Okay, here when you are displaying this form, again you can take field set. Okay, field set gives you the border. Okay, instead of using field set, even you can use border also. Just I want to display the border to explain, okay, which component is available inside another component. That's it guys. Okay, here I can say legend, what is this? This is a child component, and this can be called as drop down component. Drop down component. Okay, let's see here guys how it is going to display now. Yes, see here guys, this is a parent component, and then this is a drop down component. Okay, you can pass the data. Okay, this is parent component, and this is child component, right? You can pass the data to it, parent component to child component. How can I pass the data? Means using at the rate input. All right, let us go to the input. Okay, where is that? App component.ts. Here in the app component.ts, I want to provide the array of information. Okay, array of information, array of some data, so that array I want to provide it to the child. So maybe like okay, values. Which values I want to send? Why I am sending values from parent component to child components means I want to display list of students. Okay, maybe like I can take students. Okay, students, and you can take uh, okay, array type, array values. Okay, provide maybe like Suresh. Okay, Ramesh, Naresh. Okay, Srinivas, Vikas. Okay, so etc. So I want to provide this information. Just look at it guys. Okay, whatever information I am providing here, this information, if I, my intention is, why I am providing means, if I provide this information to the child component, these values are going to be displayed in the dropdown. That is our code. Okay, now to send this information, students information, to the child information, child component, how can you provide it? Yes, see here guys, I have to provide, okay, binding process. Okay, what I want to do, I have to use binding means property binding. What data means? Okay, if you want to bind data, then you have to use property binding. Okay, you have to use something like this. What is it? Students. Okay, students is a property. Okay, see here guys, this is the students is the property. Okay, right, I have provided the, yeah, in the HTML app component HTML, you are providing it, whatever data you are providing, because this is a property available in the app component. You are providing app component to child component. In the child component, this data has to assign to which property. So that is what we need to, okay, so provide now. Okay, the property I have to take, as well as that property should accept the input. Okay, go to the, okay, whatever property you have to provide inside these brackets. Okay, whatever properties, okay, whatever property you are providing inside this bracket, that property is related to which property? App drop down property. So go to the property, go to the app drop down component class. Okay, app drop down, app drop down, app drop down means drop down component class. Here I have to take a property, okay, to receive the data from parent class. Okay, that may be like data, whatever property you want, you can take it. Options, okay, because this is the options, that may be students or that may be anything. Okay, so this is the options, and then it should accept the input, means from the parent it has to accept the input. That's why you need to say at the rate input. Okay, so right, this is the input. Okay, we are receiving the input from the parent to here. Once these options are available and it is accepting data from the parent, the data is going to be available. Now you can go to these options and then you can read the data. See here guys, what kind of data you are taking? Just normal array I am taking, normal array. So that what I can do is, here data is available in the drop down component class. Okay, this is a property of drop down component class. The data of this drop down component class can be displayed in the drop down component HTML. You can go to the drop down component HTML. Okay, see here guys, now whatever data you are displaying statically, remove this data and take one option. Here in the option, okay, you need to repeat this. Say, just look at it guys, ng for, okay, why? Because multiple options needs to be displayed from the array. Let okay, v of options. Okay, what is the property available in the component class? Which component we are in? Now we are in the drop down component class. We have this data, this property is available in the component. Which component? Which component? Drop down component. We are writing this code where guys? See here, we are writing code from the drop down component. So this property should be available in the drop down. Okay, that is going to receive data from where? Okay, these options. Okay, data is coming from, originally coming from app component, and because of this input. Okay, now what I can do is, here every value is going to come, okay, right, every value is going to come to this property, right? So directly you are taking the array from the array, each value is going to be, okay, provided in the b is a string, array of strings, right? So what you can do is, you can write, say v. Okay, what is this? Options, ng for let v of options, v. Okay, let us look at it guys. Now it will display. Okay, initially, okay, no data is coming. What's wrong? Okay, if you want to see any errors, let's go to here, inspect. There, if anything goes wrong, the data is going to be provided. Yes. Okay, we know that element is not valid attribute name. Okay, okay, come to here guys, these are the, okay, whatever information you are getting, right, you can see in the console, browser console. And let us go to the code, whatever code you have written, drop down component input we have taken, right? Yes, we have taken the input, that's fine. Okay, so now see here, what is the data, what's the data, what kind of information? Set attribute failed, is not a valid attribute name. Okay, sorry, the thing is, okay, yeah, the simple thing, the mistake is, in the app component what you are doing, okay, simple, we have provided like this, right? That is the thing. Okay, now whatever data it is, we are in app component now. In the app component, this is a property, you need to set this app property data to, okay, drop down property. So what is the drop down property? Okay, you can go to the drop down component class, and this is a property, right? You have to assign these options. Okay, see here guys, options. See here, this is a property. Now this is also property, this is also property. That is what you need to remember. This property is related to, okay, this one, app component property. This property is whatever property you are going to take like this in this expression. Okay, this is related to, okay, app component, in which we are writing the code. Okay, where you are writing this kind of code, right? App component, right? See here guys, this is going to be the code. Okay, so app component, this is related to app component, that's why this is related to app component property. Okay, app component property. Now come to here guys, yeah, let's look at it guys. Suresh, Ramesh, Naresh, these values are dynamic values. Okay, that's fine, that's very good. Okay, this is even we have, we have done it before also. The next goal is output. Okay, whatever value, see here guys, you can click on this, something like this, you can click on something like this. Okay, step by step, before, what my goal is, whatever value you have selected, you have to display this value, okay, here in the app component. See here guys, here in the app component. I don't want to display in the drop down component. I don't want to display in the drop down component. Okay, in future, while in the real time, you are not going to display, okay, this is drop down component, this is app component. It is not going to display in the real time. Okay, so just for our understanding sake, I have provided like this, guys. This is related to drop down component. Okay, this is related to app component. Just I'm trying to provide this information just to understanding it very clearly. Okay, now the final goal is whatever value you have selected inside the drop down component, inside the drop down, okay, whatever value you have selected value, I have to send it to parent component, that is app component. That is our goal. And then I want to display the value here. That is final goal. Okay, before going to that, my goal is within the drop down, whatever value you have selected, I would like to display the value within the same component. I would like to display in the same component value. Okay, fine. So the initial step is, so whatever value you have selected value, I have to print in the same component. Okay, that is the first goal. Let us take the first goal. Okay, I want to print the same value. To print that selected value. Okay, so what I want to do on select. Okay, what is the event here? We want to work with on select. Okay, on change something. This can be called as the event name is change event. Let us go to the drop down. The event is not click here in the drop down, change event. On change event, what you need to do? Okay, selected value. What value you have to pass? You can pass something like selected. Oh, where we are in app component. Sorry, I really sorry. Where I have to go to on click. On click is going to apply. On select is going to apply in which component? Not in the app component. I have to go to the drop down component. Let us go to the drop down component. Here in the drop down component. So for these options, okay, what I can do is you can provide something like change. Okay, select value. Which value you have to select? The selected value. Provide v. Okay, you can provide the v value. Okay, you can send the v value to the method. So this method should be available in the component. Which component it has to be available? This component should be available to this method should be available in the drop down component. Let us go to the drop down component. Drop down component. Here in the drop down component, here in the drop down component, see here guys, something like console dot, what you can do, console dot log v, selected value, this is going to be the v and this is going to be the console dot log. Okay, what I want to do, console dot log means it is going to print the value, selected value is going to get printed in the console. Okay, why this using this console dot log is very important. Okay, while doing the development. Okay, this gives you debugging information, so you can understand which values are generated, which values are calculated, and which logic is working properly, which logic is not working properly. You can know using this kind of console.log. So instead of console.log, you can use something like maybe like debug or some extra things are there. Extra things, extra methods are also available. I will explain you those things. In the little bit. Um, After finishing few classes, I'm going to tell you guys. Okay, now coming to here, I just want to provide. See, whenever I select like this, okay, what's happening? See what's happening? Yeah, I have to call this method, right? And refresh it. Okay, so what's happening? It is not coming, right? 1 second. The value is not coming. Go to here. Okay, go to H drop down. Change I have provided on change, right? Okay, what are the events available, anything, click. Okay, no, this is not the click event actually. So on change, okay, on select, okay, on change or provide select here, provide select event, select the provide. Okay, because this is a drop down, right? This is a drop down, select it. Yeah, select this. Yeah, let me select something. Okay, one second. Okay, give me a second, give me a second. Small mistake that we have done here is, you can say this is the, okay, selected value, right? Okay, what is this? This is something like okay, this is not, change event is not in the option. That is the mistake that I have done. Go to the here. If you take here, what happens? And then okay, you cannot send this value. Why? Because here we are, this variable is available within this context. It cannot be available. Okay, so if I want to use this option, then I should not use change event. Let us take click event. Okay, let us take click event. Okay, on click of this option. If you want to work with the on selected, okay, this particular okay, on change means which value you have selected. If you want to go with the change event, you have to go to here. Okay, let's try with this on click only, on click only. So we'll test it out. See here, guys. Okay, on click is not available for this also. Okay, one thing first, before going to that, okay, before going to that, no, I'm still working in the same component. Okay, I'm still working in the same component. I still don't want to parent component. I'm not communicating with parent component yet. Still I'm working with the same component only. Yeah, let us go to here, the small change we need to understand. One second, we need to bring this here. Click event is not available. Yeah, let's check this out, guys. Say click, on click. Yeah, you can say on click is available. Okay, what I can do is just make it just for uh, just for understanding. Okay, this is JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript is not going to work here again. I will call the method. Which method? Okay, what method we have written? App component. Okay, app component. Which method we have provided? Drop down component. Which method? Selected value. Let us go to the drop down HTML and then so provide click event and provide the value just to provide this information. Okay, and then okay, so see here, guys, we are not sending the value here, right? Yeah, of course, just look at it. The click is not working, right? Okay, yeah, one second, click is not working, right? And then here we apply first change event. I'm not sending any value. Okay, I'm not sending any value. Okay, I'm not sending any value. Okay, now I'm sending the value. Select this one. I'm change. Yes, the value is undefined. Yes, the method is getting executed. The method is getting executed. The but value is not coming. Okay, the value is not coming. Okay, so this, how can we take this value? We have to plan accordingly. Okay, we can do something like this. Okay, and then for option there is no, okay, select. Okay, there is no okay, what you call on click event. There is no on click event. So on mouse, okay, let us check with on mouse, mouse over. Okay, mouse over, mouse over, check with mouse over event whether it is going to work or not. Okay, yeah, see here, I am removing this. I just want to call this method. I want to remove here. Okay, which events are going to, yeah, I'm going to show you in the Google. Okay, so I'm going to check that documentation, what kind of events this option is going to support. We'll check it out. Okay, now on maybe like mouse over, see here guys, this is also not working, mouse over. So that what you can do is, for these options, what kind of events are supporting, we need to know this kind of information, of course. Okay, whatever okay, things that you are working, right, you have to know. When you, we don't know which element we need to use in the HTML as well. Okay, we cannot remember all the attributes of every element. Okay, or every element. So what we can do is, yeah, still it is not working. One second guys, this is not even working here. This is not the working, this is working code. Why? Because mouse over is also not available for the option. Okay, how can I know that? And you cannot by heart it which tag contains which kind of okay attributes are there. Okay, those information. So that html option, html option tag attributes or events, you can check it out. HTML option, right? You can go the, you can go to option tag, and then you can see what this option is going to support, what kind of attributes. See here guys, what are the attributes? See here guys, just look at it. This is a attribute selected. This attribute is what? Selected. Okay, so selected, this is an attribute. Okay, this is attribute. All right, this is an attribute. Okay, now this is not the property, remember that this is a HTML attribute. And if you want to know the properties, you can check the properties. Even HTML tag properties, you can go to the properties. Okay, properties. Okay, see here guys, this may be like you can go to the HTML option tag, and then these are the attributes they are showing. Okay, here in this here tag DOM properties, you can take like this. Okay, so still it is pointing to, okay, just I'm showing you different things. Maybe like these are the option related one. You can come to attributes, browser compatibility. Okay, so the properties are not getting displayed. Okay, let's look at it guys. And then see here, what is the selected value? What are the attributes are available? Disabled is attribute. Okay, we are going to use something disabled, and then label and selected, all these values, right? Okay, now there is no events available. Okay, for this attribute, if you observe carefully, even the same yeah, see here guys, for these things, okay, for this attribute, for this option tag, there is no events attached. If I go to select, okay, if I go to select tag, if I go to the select tag, where can you see the select tag? Yeah, go to the select tag. We are using the select tag. Click on the select tag. Oh, it is. No. Okay, somebody give me some time, guys. Voice is not clear. Voice is not clear. Okay, one second. Okay, try with another approach. Okay, I want to take this option. Inside this option, what I want to do is, I want to take some kind of action. I mean, anchor tag, or maybe like, yeah, provide anchor tag. Okay. So, and then if you click on this, you should not go to anywhere. It should, actually, if you click on this, it will go to some other page, but it should not go to some other page. That's why I said ash. Ash means it doesn't go to other page, but it is going to click. Okay, click event. You may provide something like this. Okay, you take like this, guys. Okay, now instead of providing this, just it's a trial again. Okay, you can provide v the value also. Okay, just you are trying to print this within the options. See here, guys, how it is going to display. Okay, still the problem is values are not coming, and then okay, options. Okay, otherwise if I provide like this, is there any other chance? Let us look at it, guys. If I keep anchor tag, within this anchor tag you can take, you know, this information. Okay, just I'm providing this kind of information. Just I will show you guys. Just, you don't need to worry about this much. This is a drop down, of course. Drop down is always special. Okay, it is not displaying. Okay, fine. Let it be, guys. Okay, instead of drop down, again what I will do is, instead of drop down, for now, drop down, I will show you how to deal with drop down later, guys. I'm going to take ul. Okay, order list or another list. Ul means, okay, instead of drop down I'm just changing it. Okay, this one, guys, I will show you where we failed. Okay, related to drop down. Okay, so drop down option have no events, right? That's why I cannot show you directly. Now what I can do is, you can take a like link list item. So this list item, instead of displaying drop down, I want to display list of items. Okay, to display list of items, of course you can say ng for equal to let a of, what are the properties? Yeah, same thing. I just want to students. Okay, you can come to the students, not students, in the drop down which value, options, sorry, you can go to drop down component options. Here provide string interpolation. What is a string interpolation? A. Okay, you can provide like this. Okay, okay, let's look at it, guys. New change, I'm providing like this, guys. Just you know, instead of drop down I'm providing like this. Now if I click on this one, I have to add one event. To provide the event, what is the event here? Click event. Okay, click event. This is a event binding. I want to provide what method? Okay, what method we have in the, you know, drop down? Selected value. Okay, just look at it, guys. Selected value, and I want to provide the value. Which value? A value. Okay, whenever you say binding, you should not provide okay, brackets, guys, floor brackets. You should not provide floor bracket like this. Okay, okay, now, okay, let us look at it. What happens now if I click on this one? Yeah, see here, guys, we are getting Ramesh. Okay, see here, guys, Ramesh. If I click on Srinivas, yeah, what happened? The Srinivas got printed. Okay, if I click on Vikas, okay, the Vikas is got. Because for this options, okay, this is a list item, right? Every list item having event. Okay, which event? Click event. But drop down values having no. Okay, so event, that's why we are not able to that. But we can find out some other value, guys, so some other way to deal with the drop down also. I'm going to take it, I'm going to do some exercise on that, and then I'm going to come up with the drop down also. First, initially we, okay, we'll go with this one. Okay, now what is our goal? Whatever value we have selected, I want to display here. So displaying here means this is this is related to what, guys? This is related to drop down. Which drop down? Okay, so drop down component only. Okay, first I want to display here in the drop down component. To display that value in the drop down component, okay, here itself what I can do, okay, whatever value you are providing, right, you are sending this value, selected value. Okay, you are sending to selected value method. You can go to the drop down component and we are receiving the value. Right now we are printing in the console, but what I want to do is I want to take some value. Okay, so property value. What is a property value? Okay, selected val. I'm going to take selected val. This is a property. Okay, for this property what I will do is I'm going to assign it. So this selected value, where I am doing it in the same component, drop down component only. Okay, selected value. See here guys, this dot selected value equal to v. Okay, now whenever you are selecting this value is getting assigned to this particular value. Once the value is assigned to this value, automatically wherever you are using in the HTML, it is going to be updated. Okay, let us go to the HTML. Let us go to the drop down component HTML. Okay, within the same component, okay, you can provide like this. Let's look at it guys. We are selected value. Okay, you are sending the selected value to the component method. That component method, what component method is doing? The component method is assigning to one property called selected value. So whenever value got updated, automatically it is going to print here. And you may take like here you can provide selected value. Okay, you may take selected value. Okay, selected value is nothing here. Whenever I click on Srinivas got selected here. And then whenever I click on Ramesh got selected here. Got it guys? So but what's happening? We are selecting value, we are taking in the same component which is in the drop down. Okay, in the same component. But what I want to do, I want to send this information to parent component. Okay, so of course, whatever value you are selecting here, this value is going to selected component, drop down component, selected value. Here it is coming. Okay, here it is coming. Okay, once the value is available here, okay, what I need to do guys, I need to send this value. Of course, you are assigning this value to the same component, that's fine. One more thing I want to do, I want to send the data to parent. Parent is app component, because this component is calling from the app component. That's why app component, right now app component is parent component for this drop down component. To send the data from child component to parent component, you need to use emitter. It has to emit this process can be called as emission. Okay, data is going to be emitted from child component to parent component. Okay, the child component to parent component. Okay, this can be called as emission process. Okay, to emit we need to use something like emitter. Using this event emitter class. Okay, see here guys, event emitter class. Okay, we need to emit it. This is a class, predefined class in the Angular. Using this event emitter, okay, we can emit the data. So for this event emitter, what you can do is take a property, emitter property. Okay, emitter. Okay, so emitter and type, you can provide the data type. What is the data type here? Event emitter. Or if you don't want to provide the event emitter object, what you can do is provide simply new emitter. Okay, new event emitter. You can take like this, new event emitter. Emitter equal to new event emitter object. Emitter equal to new event emitter object you have provided. So now you can use this emitter. Actually, using this, we have to emit it. Okay, using this, we have to emit it. And this is going to act as a output. Okay, so this is going to act as a output. This act as to make it output. Why? Because using this emitter only, we are sending the data output. We are giving the output. That's why we need to say output. Okay, see here guys, output. Okay, so this is going to be the output. So output is available, decorator available in the same here. See here guys, all these things are available in the core module. Okay, right. So now once emitter object, we have taken the this one emitter dot. Okay, to use the emitter, this is a property, right? To use that property, what you can use this dot emitter. Okay, actually to use this v, this is not the property, this is a local variable. That's why you can use directly. But this is a properties, selected value and all these things are okay, properties. Even emitter is also a property. That's why this dot emitter is a property. This dot property, this dot emitter, this dot emitter dot, what you can do is, okay, okay, emit. You can say emit method. Emit. This dot emitter emit. Okay, whenever you say this dot emitter dot emit, what you want to emit? Some data. Which data you want to emit? This data V. Okay, so now here if you observe carefully, we are emitting the data. Okay, so and then through the emitter object, right? This is nothing but one event. Remember that this is the event. Okay, this is it's a kind of event. Now whatever data we are emitting, parent, okay, parent has to handle it, has to take it. Okay, see here guys, when child component is emitting some data, what parent component has to get ready to receive the data. But here if you observe carefully, remember that whatever you are emitting this data, right, this data is inside the event. Now this is the event. Actually you are sending the event, inside the event you have the data. You are, of course, finally you are sending the data, I know that. Okay, you can understand that you are sending the data from child to parent. But how you are sending data? By setting that data into emitter. Okay, so emitter is an action. Okay, remember that emitter is an action. So whatever action it is coming from the child to the parent has to handle it. Okay, let us go to here. Whenever you call this is going to emit the data, meaning that it is going to raise the event. What event? Okay, custom event. That event is, okay, here what is the event name that we have taken? Let us go to here guys, dropdown.ts. What is the, emitter is the event name here. Take the emitter event. Okay, so you have to take event binding. Okay, to receive the output from the component, if you want to get the data from child component to parent component, make sure that you are going to receive the data by using event binding. You can provide like this. Emitter, so this is something like what? Emitter is a event binding. For this event binding you need to provide what? Property na or method. Definitely for event binding you need to provide what? Some method. You need to provide some method. Or what you can do, you can provide some action also, like you may take some value also. You can take a property and you can do it. And then okay, let us say I'm going to take a method. That method is okay, okay, selected, okay, child data. Okay, you may take like this. Now this is going to receive what value? Event. Why? Because event has created, right? If you take this event, of course this event is nothing but our data only. What data you are sending? Some selected name I am sending. That name is nothing but here event. Okay, that value is available in the event. See here guys, you need to select like this. Okay, now whatever method you have taken, this method should be available in the app component. Okay, app component. Okay, app component. Okay, yeah, so let us take this method. Let us go to okay, let us go to where? App component. One second guys, give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry guys. Now okay, so in the HTML you have taken one method, right? You need to take this method and then go to the here, provide one method. Okay, so this method should be available in the app component, parent component. So there we are going to get the event, right? We are sending the event, right? That event is nothing but some value. Okay, whatever value we have selected. So now what you can do, just print the console. Okay, now whatever value you are getting, right, you can do something. And okay, I want to set this value to this title. Okay, I want to set this value to this title. See here guys, this dot title equal to, okay, what I want to do? Value. See here guys, this is a local variable, but this local variable coming from the method, and we are assigning to this title property. Of course, you if you want to change different property name, yes, okay, from child property you can use from child. Okay, of course, okay, by default this is the value. Okay, and then what you can do is you can use this from child again in the HTML code. Okay, let us go to the component, and then okay, within the, yeah, so this is of course, okay, yeah, what we are doing, we are sending the value. Event is nothing but data. The data is going to come to here, and then whatever value you are coming to the parent, we are assigning that value to the parent property. Of course, once the value is available in the parent property, you know how to display the value in the parent property using property binding or using interpolation. Yes, see here guys, you can take this value and you can go to the HTML app component, you can display like this. See here guys, yeah, what it is going to, it is going to receive the event from the child, and then this method will go to the component class. Of course, component, there is app component class, yeah, it will go to there, and then it is going to update the property, and then again what it is going to happen, so this is going to, here this value is going to get printed. Yeah, by default, yeah, let's look at it guys. If you go to, yeah, the code is done. By default I have assigned parent property contains sample 7. Now let's look at it guys. If I click on Srinivas, what happened? So this value, this is in the child, and this is what, parent. Okay, if I click on Vikas, see here guys, the value is printed here, Vikas. If I click on Suresh, the value is got printed, Suresh. Okay guys, this is how we can do like this. Okay, so now, okay, so using output, okay, using output binding, okay, we can implement the concept. Which concept we can implement? Okay, this is related to output property. This is related to communication between parent to child and child to output. From child to output we need to use what? At the rate output. Okay, at the rate output. All right, yeah, yeah, before going to the these things, I just want to use the bootstrap things, because if I want to use bootstrap in the next examples, I have to use installations, right? Okay, I have to follow the steps. Let us install it, and then let us get ready with all these things. Okay, okay, next I started installing npm Hopper.js. Third one is npm install bootstrap, this one. Okay, meanwhile what I will do, I will go to the angular.json. Okay, you can provide this information. Okay, we have provided this information. All right, yeah, so once it is done, okay, if the server is running, right, when you have installed something like this, what you can do is just restart ng server. Okay, stop and restart it. The next example is I want to use tabs. Okay, working with the tabs. Okay, uh, so what is that? Tabs. Which tabs? Bootstrap 4. tabs. Okay, how tabs looks like. Okay, see here guys. Okay, you can display, or you can say panels. Okay, you can say tab or panel. Yeah, panel, type for the panel. Okay, panels, see here guys, panel examples. Yeah, let's, instead of tabs, panel example, panel example. Okay, you can go to the panel example. You can check, you know, in the Google, you can see the panel examples. See here guys, how this panel, yeah, this is a panel actually. Yeah, see here, these are the two panels, and you can take multiple panels also. See here guys, see, these are the different panels, right? Okay, I want to display this type of panels. Based on the data, I would like to, okay, display the panels. Okay, maybe you may take see here guys, these are the different types of panels we can display. Okay, now okay, maybe like you can use some, just take some panels and then panel group. Okay, all these things are maybe like panel groups. It's a container and the panel group contains. Okay, let me copy paste this information. Okay, let us copy this div part. Okay, only div part, and then I'm going to paste this in the app component only. Okay, I'm checking how it is going to display. That's it. Then the next goal is we are going to understand this bootstrap CSS. Okay, what are the bootstrap CSS classes we are using here? And then okay, we have to bring this code into separate component, and then we are going to use @input, and then we are going to use @output. Okay guys, yeah, it may take a bit longer time today. Okay, so please be patient guys. What I can do, component class. Okay, let me remove all these things, and then let us go to here guys. Yeah, so the data is not displaying properly. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Actually, I have copied from Bootstrap 3 tutorial, right? This is the wrong thing. Actually, we are using Bootstrap 4. Okay, even. So this is going to help you when you are facing this kind of problems. Okay, remember that. And that's why what I can, if I click on Bootstrap and go to Bootstrap 4, you can click on Bootstrap 4 and then you can say, what is it? Panels, right? Panels. Hmm. Check this cards to pagination. Okay, panel is not there. Okay, here we are going to bootstrap 4, right? Then we did not get. Okay, otherwise bootstrap panels example, you can check with bootstrap panels. Okay, something you can take a small example, that's it. Panel, yeah, copy paste card. Okay, there is no panel, sir. 1 second. Somebody, yeah, how to stop this? Okay, okay. Before continuing this task, people are asking me, okay, to stop this class. Okay, how many of you says to stop this class and then? Okay, one thing, guys. Okay, I can stop this, but are you ready to take class in the morning? Same thing. I'm going to use @input, @output. Okay, and then are there different types of, only new thing I'm going to use in the next example means different types of bootstrap CSS classes. Okay, is that okay guys? Does it helps you? Can you please ping me guys? I just need your opinions. Okay, all right, yeah, fine. Okay, I will stop now. I'm going to take okay, tomorrow I'm going to take the class. This is the same content, but different Bootstrap CSS. Even I'm going to search for the Bootstrap CSS in front of you only. Means, you know, I don't want to get ready with all the things, and then I'm not going to come to you. Why? Because if I search in front of you in future, even it is going to help you. Okay, it is going to help you. Okay, so how to search the things? Okay.